Hey people, what is up? What is up? Give me 1 second. 1 sec. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Let me get me some snacks because I know I'm gonna lose my mind at some point today. I'm gonna lose my mind, people. I'm going to lose my freaking mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm going to lose my freaking mind at some point today. I already know it. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it for y'all. I'm not going to try to be politically correct about this because Rhoda Martin says this all of the time. You can't do any type of reporting, speaking on, or being on media and be black talking about what's going on in this country and be scared and tentative and not sure of yourself. You got to be bold and brazen, and you got to call it out as you see it. And I know this is going to go left. I got 3 stories. The bulk of my time is going to be spent on what's going on down there in the great state of Texas, with our Haitian American brothers and sisters. But I got some other things that are going on that are of concern to me because as I am traversing through all of the information and things that I have available to me, there are some alarming things that are going on right now, ladies and gentlemen, that we got to speak on, we got to speak up about, and we have to call things to the carpet. It is getting scary out here. And I don't want to be an alarmist. I don't want to sound like that guy who's just, screaming at an alarmist. But y'all know we come on here and we do our politics of it all and we scream from the rooftops when we see things that are afar off. And I got something that's coming that I see that bothers me. And I'll get to that after we get through with me losing my mind with what y'all got going on down here in the great state of Texas. Let me say hi to y'all while y'all come in. Hey, Nappy Child. Hey, Dommy. Hey, Tracy. Danny. Cams, what's good, bruh? Jason, what's good, bruh? What's good, everybody? Let me say hi to y'all. Hey, Abby. Um, All right. Evie says she got a meeting. All right, Evie, thank you for coming through. But I'm gonna lose my mind for a little bit because enough is enough. Hey, Irene. Hey, Bobo. What's good, Cookie? Enough is enough. Enough is enough is enough. Now listen, if y'all could see, a lot of people stay away from the news, and so they're not aware. And then even if I go to the news, they give little if they. I went to a lot of not just uh, political blogs and websites because I do that when there's a story that interests me. What I'll do is I will go and peruse the sites and the blogs that I go to that I care about to make sure that the people in positions of power at these entities care about the things that I care about and are aligned the way that I'm aligned. And I went and I started perusing sites that I frequent on the left that are considered progressive. And they're not speaking on this the way that they should. They're not reporting on it the way that it should be. There is no one screaming from the rooftops in the major and main blogs, websites, and television stations and channels and conglomerates screaming as they should be about this. Okay. So there are a lot of people that may or may not be aware of what we got going on down here at the Texas border with Haiti. Now, here's what we got going on in Haiti. There's a perfect storm of a whole lot of things going on. We know we recently had a earthquake down there in Haiti. I'm going back a few months ago. There was an earthquake, a major earthquake down in Haiti. A major where they're still uncovering dead people. Thousands of people lost lives in a major earthquake down there in Haiti. Okay. Another one. So that's the first thing. Mind you, the infrastructure down there to Haiti, down there in Haiti, is abysmal. We have decades and decades and decades and decades of corrupt government. I mean, even as a little boy, hey, little baby, I remember hearing about Papa Doc and Baby Doc as a little boy back in the 80s and stuff like that. And you got all of these, you know, the Aristide administration and stuff like that. And the reason that I can speak so specifically about it is I'm from Miami, born and raised, bred there. So I saw the influx of Haitian migrants that came over fleeing for political reasons. And I'm going to paint this picture for y'all before we get to, I got to paint how we got here, okay? So we got decades and decades of a government there that has not done right by these people, okay? On top of the earthquake that happened a couple months ago, we've had tropical storms and hurricanes that have blown through there after the hurricane. I mean, after the earthquakes, that after a lot of the infrastructure down in this country was decimated. Okay. And so now we have people having to combat a weather system, tropical storms and hurricanes that are passing through there as well. Then what was that, about a month ago? Their president was assassinated by and right now it's looking like they're thinking that he was assassinated by somebody who the president put in position, I think, as the as a prime minister or ambassador or something. But their president was just assassinated. Assassinated. A whole coup. A whole coup down there. And so the things that are going on down in Haiti right now are they have they have at least 8 to 12 specific reasons that if any other country on the globe had even one of those things going on, the floodgates of the American immigration system would be open and welcoming to those people. Any one of the situations going on in Haiti, not all of them compacted on each other at one time. We're talking about all of these things are compacted at one time on this one small nation that's considered by some a third world country. Okay, all of this going on at one time, and like I said, if even one of the situations Haiti is impacted with were going on in another country that wasn't black, the floodgates of the immigration system here in these yet to be United States of America would be wide as open. Please understand me. I want to start by saying that, okay? I want to tell you why and how we got here, okay? I wanted to paint that picture because we got people that are fleeing a country that has been in a state of almost perpetual civil war as long as I've been alive. I'm not going to tell y'all how long that is. As long as I've been alive, it has affected the infrastructure there. It has affected the political system, the education system. It has affected the health care system down there, which is why so many people from this country flee, trying, even if not just for themselves, they're always saying, I'm doing this for my children. Now, let me also paint this picture. There is international law. I'm not talking about federal law. I'm not talking about your state laws. I'm not talking about federal laws. I am talking about international law agreed upon by all of the countries of the United Nations and others. Political asylum, asylum seeking immigration is a political it is a law, I should say, not political, but it is an international law. That is something that is international. It is not just an American thing. That is international law. Political asylum for immigrants. If that country is deemed to be a country where somebody is, where there's a lot going on and there that person needs to seek a political asylum, they should. Let me paint another picture for you. Now, Biden came out a couple of days ago. No, I think that was last week after the whole situation down there to Afghanistan when they were pulling out of Afghanistan like a 17-year-old little boy pulling out of some chick he was trying not to get pregnant because he left his condom on awkwardly, inappropriately. Biden went on this tirade and said, oh, we're going to raise the cap for the number of immigrant seekers we can have yearly. In 2022, it'll go up to 125,000 per year. Right now, it's set at 62,500. According to all of the reports from INS and from all of the organizations that Department of Homeland Security and all of the organizations that report on immigration and immigration seekers and the process for immigration and naturalization, you know how many they've had go through the process of being part of the 62,500 becoming an immigration seeker and going through the whole process. You know how many they've had? 7,500. Little more than, I'd say that sounds like about 12%. I'm not a mathematician. That sounds like about 12%, a little more than 12% of the 62,500, which means there's a lot more room to be taking people in. Keeping in mind, when y'all were, like I said, pulling out of Afghanistan like a 16, 17-year-old boy who left a condom home and was busting down some little skank in her mom's basement, just awkwardly and inappropriately, just trying to pull out. Did we not see every Democratic? I'm not going to even address the right. I'm not going to even address the Republican. I'm not going to even go down that road. I'm not going to even address them because that is an exercise in futility. I ain't even going. I'm going at the people who we voted for, because I told y'all we will be much more stringent, much more critical of the people we put in power than we ever were of the people who we did not vote for. So let me be clear. Hey, B.R. Burns, those people on the left, politicians, political pundits all over, the Joe Scarboroughs and all of the people on MSNBC and CNN blathering about, oh, we got to do everything we can because the Afghan people, we need to be letting them in. And it was all over the news cycle all day long, every day. What we're pulling out of Afghanistan, and they need to bring these people in. We need to care about the Afghanistan people, the Afghans. Bring them in, open our doors and borders to them. How dare you leave them out? How dare you do these to the Afghans? Let me help y'all understand something. And this is why we as Black people become very passionate about these things, okay? The hatred, the pure, deep-seated and deep-rooted hatred. And that's the most polite way I can put it. Hatred for people with melanin in their bodies, people of the African diaspora, people from the motherland, people with whom this whole species was birthed. People, Black people, the hatred for us is so much, so great that we as Americans would probably tell you that we thought, or some of you all thought, that the hatred of the white supremacist nation and the white privileged nation of America for Middle Eastern or people of Middle Eastern descent was some of the greatest hate in the world. Oh no. They would much sooner bring in, and I'm not saying, please don't mix words. I'm not saying I have a problem with Afghans coming in. Bring them all in. I'm here for it. But they would sooner say, oh yes, we have no problem with bringing them in, but now we have these atrocities over here with the Haitian migrants who have reason to be here and trying to come here. And you don't got not one of these pundits and things saying any goddamn thing. Now it's getting a little traction, and now they're all going to come out of hiding and start to say, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. This is not just happening. This has been going on. And as soon as the Afghans had their issue, you were right on it. Didn't listen, didn't wait a millisecond. They were all on it, blathering about. But this has been going on for a few weeks now. You haven't heard anything. There's 12,000+ Haitian migrants at the border in Texas, okay? You should see the images of what they're having to live in and live through. I was trying to get some of the images, but I was trying to get on here. That's why I was a little bit late. I was trying to get some images. It wouldn't come up for me like I wanted it to. But They're not saying anything. So I wanted to paint that picture for you at first. Okay. Let me show you what they got going on over there in Texas at the border. You got this. Oh, yeah. You got this going on. Mhm. Oh, and that's not for show. That is not just them posturing and pandering and doing this for show. Oh, no. This is real. We got that. We got that going on. We got that going on. We got this going on. Oh, yes. Now, y'all want me to tell y'all what that looks like? Oh, yes, Jason. Yes, we have people, border control agents with whips on horseback with whips. You know what we have going on? That's the slave patrol from the 17th, 18th, and 19th century. That's the slave patrol in 2021. That is the slave patrol in 2021. What you just saw, I'm gonna put this image up for you again so you can see it. This image right here is exactly what you saw in these yet to be United States of America 200 years ago. Let's be clear. That the only difference is the clothing. That's the only difference. This is a still picture. There's a video of this. Please be clear. I'm not making it. This is not Photoshop because you would like to think there's video of this. This isn't just a still picture. There is a video of this taking place. There's video of this taking place, people. There's video of this. This is what y'all got going on. And while this is going on in real time, while this is really happening, you got people on the fucking left that are silent. You got people, and listen, if you are sensitive, you might as well go ahead and click out now because I'm about to go some places. God damn it, Kamala Harris, who Biden has said, "Oh, I'm going to put you in charge of the border." You are silent on this. The Secretary of Homeland Security is silent on this. The head of Border Patrol is silent. Biden is silent on this. And Kamala Harris's black ass, who we all loved and who we all touted, and who went to the HBCU and was a part of the Divine Nine and was an AKA, and she was going to be here to help all of us black people, is sitting her black ass back in a goddamn seat in air conditioning while you have people at the fucking border, black people like you and I at the fucking border. facing atrocities like this is fucking 1821 and not 2021. And your ass is silent. It's sickening. It's disgusting. And Kamala Harris, you're a minority 3 times over. It is disgusting. And it's horrible. Where is Nancy Pelosi on this? Where's Chuck Schumer on this? Where's Biden? Where's Harris on this? Because y'all around here with your thumbs up your ass playing pussyfoot with fucktards like goddamn Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, and over here having lunch and dinners with fuckholes like goddamn Mitch McConnell and negotiating with terrorists like Rafael Cruz while we have black people on the border getting whipped with whips like it's fucking 1821 and not 2021. Y'all better make this make sense for me. See, I'm gonna call it like I sees it. I'm from fucking Miami, so I see the bullshit for what it is. I've seen what they did to the Haitians for a long time. And remember, I'm from Miami where you got white presenting ass Cubans who always fall in line and vote Republican, who always fall in line and vote conservative because they're white presenting and they believe that they're white and they put on their own mantle of white privilege and breastplate of white supremacy. And because they had things like, you know what white ass America did to Cuba when Cuba was down there and they had problems in Cuba? You know what they told them? Oh, you have wet foot, dry foot policy, which means that you can come over here and as long as you set one foot on American soil, you were immediately granted political asylum. No questions asked, no nothing, immediately paperwork and everything put in place. And we'll actually give you all of these programs put in place, give you money, give you EBT cards, give you everything you need, set you up. Section 8, all will set you up high on the hog because you're white presenting. And we know if we do this shit for you, you're going to vote and align yourself with conservative ass white people because we're going to lie to you and tell you, oh, you look white and we'll treat you like you're white and you can be just as, you know, racist as we are. But the Haitians who have real issues going on down there in Haiti, who have issues, I'm not going to even take you to the point of saying that they have issues politically. I will just go to some of the issues that they're having down there because of the earthquakes and hurricanes and natural disasters. That's even more reason for them try to seek some place for of safety for their children. Let me help y'all understand something. Let me show you. Let's paint the picture. Where's my? I saw Really B. Hey, Really B, who was in the chat. Hey, lovely True Red. Really B is in the chat, and she's my historian. She's our local historian. I run all my history by Really B. Listen, America, these yet to be United States of America, has a history when countries are facing political systems that that are ones that have atrocities happening to their citizens. They have a country where the citizens are deemed not to be able to live a, you know, peaceful life or whatever. You know what America does? We run our asses over there and send the brunt of our military regime down there to overthrow their government and just, you know, put things in place so that they can live better or whatever. That's what happened in Iraq. That's what we saw they tried to do in Korea, and that shit didn't go well. That's what they tried to do in Afghanistan, and that shit ain't go well. We do this shit all of the time because we are the white people living high on the hill, and we want to make sure that we make everybody live well like us. As long as you're white presenting, as long as you don't have too much melanin in your fucking system, because when that happens, you don't see America going over there to fix the shit going on. Even before we talk about Haiti, think about all this shit going on over in Africa. We got some countries over in Africa that got Whole lot of shit going on over with them. You know what America does? They look and say, oh, mm, all right, we'll be over here. Same thing. And even if you want to say, oh, that's on a whole nother hemisphere, on our own hemisphere, we got these things going on. They don't say a goddamn thing. They say their ass is fucking silent on it. And Haiti, see, let me give you, it goes so deep politically. Haiti shares the island of Hispaniola with Dominican Republic. And they don't say a goddamn thing with Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic has been a part of dictatorships as long as Dominican Republic has been around. Okay? Dictatorship after dictatorship after dictatorship. They don't give a shit. The Dominicans are, and they'll, if you look at the diaspora of Latinx community, Dominicans and some of the Cubans are the most melanin presenting. They are some of the darkest of the Latinx community. And so because of the Haitians that we have over there, that mixed with the Dominicans, is just a border or whatever. There you will see a Dominican person and think they just as black as you and I. And you'll see some Afro-Cubans that are darker than you and I. And you know what happens? They don't give a shit. Y'all want to go over there and tear each other apart. Y'all want to have systems of government that is counter to what we think should be happening, and that have atrocities happen to the people in that country. We don't give a shit because y'all got too much melanin and y'all can kill each other, and we won't give a shit. But let that country be a little closer to white presenting for them. And oh God, they're over there overthrowing governments and all kinds of shit. Let me just tell you like it is. It doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever their political ideology. They don't care. Whoever you have in the seat, they are always going to give more about immigrants or people that look and I'm not going to say sound, but look more like them than they do about black. Frederick Douglass told us almost 200 years ago when he was ambassador to Haiti. Frederick Douglass, if you remember, was ambassador to Haiti back in the 1800s. And what Frederick Douglass said was, in a very famous speech, Frederick Douglass said, United States has now and will always have an issue and fault with Haiti because they are black people who dare to be free. Remember, Haiti was one of those first all black nations that freed themselves from the French. They took their freedom in 1804. Way back then, they said to the French government, "Oh fuck no!" Toussaint Louverture and his group of black people down there in Haiti said, "We're not doing that. We are taking this country. We're not going to let you enslave us no more. Y'all done brought us over here. It's ours now." And ever since then, in 1804, white ass America has had that alt against Haiti ever since then, because they want to make it a point to say, "Oh fuck no, you don't think that you gonna overthrow our white asses? Oh no, when we tell you you're gonna be oppressed, when we tell you you're gonna be subjected to our white supremacy, we're gonna do that." So we ain't ever taking our our white asses over there to help y'all black asses. I don't give a shit how many earthquakes y'all have. I don't give a shit how horrible the government is. I don't give a shit how many hurricanes devastated. I don't give a shit what y'all got going over there. Stay over there and die and do whatever you got to do. But this is going to be a point that we will always keep. Listen, the battery is always in America's back with Haiti. And it's sickening and disgusting. America would rather see images on it that take us back 200 plus years. And they're right now, to this day, they are deporting the Haitians back over to Haiti. They're even deporting people that are not even over there, that have nothing to do with what's going over there back to Haiti. There are stories right now of Haitians going back, being thrown, sent back to Haiti. One guy, I read a report, said, "Oh, they deported me back to Haiti. I ain't been in Haiti since I was 12 years old and I'm 30. I'm going over here. I don't have nowhere to sleep. I don't have no family. I don't even know anybody there." This is what we got going on. And remember, last was it last year or year 2019 and 2020, where there was all of this political, and all of the media was down there covering the wonderful atrocities of these children in cages. And, oh my God, they're being ripped apart from their family. Oh, how horrible. The progressive left was losing their fucking minds, blathering about, crying in the fetal position on camera, screaming from the rooftops of the atrocities, crying real tears on people's television screens, barely holding it together. They were like this. I've never seen anything so horrible in my life. When there was the Latin and Hispanic immigrants, but those black ass Haitians over here that are dealing with even worse conditions. Because the thing about it is, with the Hispanics, they even had the decency to at least say, well, we're going to gather them and put them in a place. I'm not saying it was good, a good place, but we will at least put them in a facility. They got Haitians living under a fucking bridge. This is not even a sheltered in, but they have this group of 12 plus thousand Haitian immigrants living under a fucking bridge, where all they did was put a little wire fence or a plastic fence around there and say, y'all just stay over there. We'll put some porta potties over there. Y'all don't worry. You ain't getting no toilet paper now. You are not gonna, women, you ain't getting no sanitary napkins. You ain't getting no toilet paper. You ain't getting no way to wash your ass or nothing. We just gonna sit y'all under here, under this good highway, and y'all stay up under there, exposed to the elements. I don't see nobody crying. I don't see, there are women, children, and all kinds of people there. And yes, children are being, taken away from their families. But I don't see any coverage of it. I don't see any footage of it. I don't see people on camera crying. Oh my God, I've never seen it. I don't see any of that. Now, kudos to the black journalist that gave Jen Psaki everything she wanted yesterday. The April Ryans, the Yamiche Alcindors, and everything were giving Jen Psaki the fucking business. So much so, Jen Psaki had to say, April, I'm doing everything. No, you ain't doing the goddamn thing. And listen, and this is my girl, and I'm about to call her out. I'm about to call her out. This is my girl, for real, love her to death. Where's Corinne Jean-Pierre? No, let me call her as she will be called by her Haitian native people. Where's Corinne Jean-Pierre? Because she's Haitian. She is Haitian as Haitian gets, okay? She is a Haitian American woman. She is deputy, I think she's deputy press secretary right now. Where is she? This directly affects her, directly relates to her. Why don't I see Corinne Jean-Pierre out there? Hey, Julia, where are you at, Kareem? Kudos to all of those black journalists that were in, uh, that were over there giving Jen Psaki everything she wanted yesterday. Okay, it's ridiculous. It is so. Uh, I don't even have words to explain. I'm just gonna put the image up there again for y'all to see that this is still. These are slave patrols. And I guarantee you right now, these people riding around have jobs right now. I'm gonna read y'all bits and pieces. I saw an article that was so well written about this, and it gives some context and more information. I've been blathering for about 30 plus minutes now, losing my goddamn mind. Dear Lord. Listen, the squad has spoken out on this. Danny, I'm going to read you because the squad has been vocal about this. I wanted to read, that's why I wanted to read this article because the squad did come out. Now, I'm not going to lie. The squad been tweeting about this and the squad did come out. So, um, yeah, I ain't even been paying attention to what y'all saying over here. Lord, I'm sorry. I've been over here blathering about just losing my goddamn mind. But it's so ridiculous. It's so Tabitha. I've had about a 40-minute rant for the last three. I don't want took it all the way back to Miami, Tabitha. I've been over here ranting about the Cubans and the Afghans. Cause like I said, y'all over here saying open the borders for the Afghans and everything, and y'all ain't saying open the borders for these Haitians. Y'all were over here crying real white tears on screen last year and year before last about these Hispanic and Latinx immigrants that were being ripped away from their families. Oh my God, the children. What about the children? Until the children are black. And until those immigrants are black. And then you put them under a fucking highway. Women and children under a highway exposed to all of the elements. No, they don't have not one single. All they got is a porta potty with no toilet paper, no sanitary napkins, no nothing. They don't give a shit. Okay, let me read y'all part of this article. They done got on my good nerves today. Let me, child, y'all woke up something in me today, Lord. All right. Let me bring it back together. This incensed me when I saw it yesterday. I was at work yesterday and I was looking at it. I said, I know the fuck you not lying. Yeah, give me a moment, y'all. Let me adjust my sugar level. I got some more Mike and Ike's, and I have just bought these, and I've been eating them this morning. Don't judge me. So when I go to Dollar General, they have these wonderful candies called gummy unicorns. Cause my gay ass would like some gummy damn unicorns. They're so good. Listen, Tabitha, I was just speaking about that. Tabitha, see, Tabitha's from Miami like me. Tabitha, I was just going off about wet foot, dry foot, and all of that, and how they treat. Listen, Tabitha, I went all the way back about how they've been treating Haitians for something. I even went back to Frederick Douglass. Oh yeah, we've been going down this road, and how black ass Kamala Harris ain't did a goddamn thing, but she's supposed to be over the border. Anyway, all right, let me read this because the Lord knows. They got a bunch of different flavors. I don't know. I don't know what they flavor. It's dollar store candy, so they don't have no flavors on the back. It's just you open it or you eat it and you like it or you don't. But it's so good. All right, it says progressive leaders and activists on Monday reacted with shock, disgust, and condemnation of an immigration system designed for cruelty toward the migrants following the publication of photos showing mounted U.S. Border Patrol agents using their horse reins like whips to round up Haitian asylum seekers along the Texas-Mexico border. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is all being sanctioned by the Biden administration because you know why and how they're deporting the Haitian immigrants? They're using a law called Title 42, and Title 42 is has been in law for some time, but it allows the government to deny the international law of granting asylum to immigration seekers if the country deems that group of immigrants may be bringing something in that country that could hurt or harm the population at large. Now, the Trump administration did this, and this came from the brainchild of Stephen Miller and his racist ass. Okay, yes, forehead Stephen Miller, and they were using COVID to say that we're going to keep all immigrants out. Okay. Now, what the Biden administration is doing, they're using Title 42 to deport and keep the Haitians out, continuing on with Trump administration tactics. Okay, they're continuing to as much as horrible they talked about Trump, they are buying into some of the same systems of racism and oppression that the Trump administration did. Anytime you align yourself with the tactics of a Stephen Miller, you ain't shit. Please be clear. There's nothing about Stephen Miller that's redeeming. Nothing. If Stephen Miller told me that today was Tuesday, I would say today is Thursday. I'm just being honest. Anyway, let me read y'all what some of the squad had to say. Because I ain't gonna go through this whole article. Rashida Tlaib. Rashida said, she tweeted out, "This is sick, and CPB will continue to commit human rights abuses if we don't stop it now. Cracking a fucking whip," and yes, she wrote out fucking in her tweet, "cracking a fucking whip on Haitians fleeing hardships show you that this system simply can't be performed." Um, Oversight Hams and House Judiciary. She was tweeting at the House Oversight Committee and House Judiciary Committee Twitter pages. Should hold hearings immediately and act. That was Rashida Tlaib. AOC tweeted out, "It doesn't matter if a Democrat or a Republican is president, our immigration system is designed for cruelty toward and dehumanization of immigrants." That was AOC. She went on to say immigration should not be a crime, and its criminalization is a relatively recent invention. This is a stain on our country. Ilhan Omar tweeted out, "These are human rights abuses, plain and simple, cruel, inhumane, and a violation of domestic and international law. This needs a course of correction and the issuance of a clear directive on how to humanely process asylum seekers at our border." At Monday afternoon's press conference, U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas praised, quote, "the heroic work of the United States Border Patrol." This was yesterday afternoon, before responding to a reporter's question about the photos by accusing him of, quote, "assuming facts that have not yet been determined." Because you out here praising the Border Patrol people while they're out here whipping people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what y'all got going on. Here's his justification. I'm sorry. The Secretary of Homeland Security. Here's his justification for the whips when he was pressed on the whips. Here's what his justifications were. I want y'all to hear this. I'm not making this up. I'm going to quote what he said. He was asked why there were these images of these people with these whips whipping the Haitians. He says, quote, "To control the horse. Long reins are used, but we are going to investigate the facts." United States, that's what the Secretary of Homeland Security said. United States Border Patrol Chief, the head of Border Patrol, his name is Raul L. Ortiz. He added that, quote, operating in a riverine environment on horseback is a difficult situation, and trying to control those horses so that we do not get in a position where we injure a migrant as they're trying to make that treacherous trek across that river is probably more important than anything. And I'm pretty sure and confident that that's what's happening. End quote. Because this right here is them trying to control the horses. This is what members of the Biden administration is using to justify what looks like slave patrols from 200 years ago in 2021. These are the people who we put in power. These are the people who we put in power. These are the people who we put in power. These are people appointed by Joseph L. Biden, 46th president of the United States. This is what they have to say. Not saying, see, let me tell you what should have been done. What should have been said was, I have seen the images and I am appalled, and we are immediately not only investigating, but we are putting everybody who has been confirmed in these images and being confirmed in this are immediately going to be will not have a job here, and we are going to reassess all parts of the Border Patrol and how we go about this situation, because this cannot be tolerated at all. But there should have been, first of all, like I said to you 20 minutes ago, why aren't they treating the Haitian immigrants like they did the Latinx, the Mexican immigrants and immigrants from South America 2-3 years ago? At least they gave them a place indoors where they would at least house them. Granted, it was in cages. Granted, it wasn't the best thing, but they weren't at least outside exposed to the fucking elements in South Texas where it gets over 100 degrees and shit. So technically, the Biden administration that we put in power is treating Black people, Black immigrants, worse than the Trump administration. And I said it, and I will not take it back. I'm going to tell you where this is coming from. I'm going to tell you exactly where this is coming from. This is coming from, I know Governor Hot Wheels has something to do with this. This is in his state. And so if you believe Governor Hot Wheels, Greg Abbott, don't have something to do with what's going on down there to that border, you're reaching. I know Governor Hot Wheels is involved with this. And the Trump administration, not Trump administration, might as well be the Trump administration at this point. And the Biden administration is just sitting there, twiddling their thumbs, having their fingers shoved up their ass while we have slave patrols. Y'all, it's ridiculous. I saw a tweet. I tried to get the tweet. I should have just screenshotted it and cropped it or whatever, where they had an image of that image that I showed you and an image from the old slave patrols that look almost identical with the white guy on the horse and with the whip whipping the slave and the slave, cowering behind. It looked almost identical. A mess. A mess. But this is what the Biden administration is justifying. They're just they are. Let me read this again for you. If you have any, they are justifying this. They're explaining why we have fucking modern day slave patrols. Justifying this. No, we don't need no goddamn context. There's no context. There's no earthly context that explains this. There's none. There's nothing you can tell me. Nope. There's no situation, any way, shape, form, or fashion that justifies that image at all. I'm sorry. Nope. No. They gonna find one though, because they just gave you the justification. Here's their justification. Mind you, I told you that's just the image. There is video of that. It's not just a still picture that can be photoshopped. There is motion pictures, video of this. This is what America, this is the blueprint for America. Let's be clear. This is what America was doing 200, 300, 400 years ago in this country with our black asses. When we escaped or we're trying to escape freedom. I told y'all, Frederick Douglass told us 200 plus years ago, America will always have an alt with Haiti because you had a country of black people that dared to free themselves. Hey, Peaches. But Kamala Harris, black ass, sitting over there in air conditioning in the lap of luxury as the fucking first female vice president of these yet to be United States of America, and ain't got a damn thing to say about the atrocities. Corinne, I'm not gonna call you Corinne Jean Pierre. You are Haitian. Corinne Jean Pierre. Tabitha, you know that's how they're said in Miami. Corinne Jean Pierre. You are Haitian American. You speak fluent Haitian Creole. And where are you at? You are deputy press secretary. You should be screaming from the. You should have an endless, perpetual Twitter rant going on as we speak, going off. Where are the Dems? Biden, why are you not speaking out about it? Congressional Black Caucus, y'all should be on the steps of the White House or the steps of the Capitol building holding a 10-hour long press conference screaming from the rooftops about what's going on at the border. I'm gonna tell you why some of the Congressional Black Caucus is not gonna want to do it. Now I've seen some tweets and I've seen some responses from members of the Congressional Black Caucus that did speak about it, and I was here for it. But let's be clear. There are some black now. Let's be black now. We all black, and I ain't gonna say we all black. There might be some people in the bush that's not black, but most of us are black in here. Let's be clear. We all know that even in the black community, we have our own um issues with immigrants and black people from other countries here. Well, we have our own pseudo version of, I guess you'll call it, black American supremacy over immigrants of the African diaspora or black people who immigrate to America from other places. We got our own cross to bear with that. And we have our own situations with that. If we really want to tell the truth to shame the devil. But this ain't time for me to parse that out right now. Right now, our concern should be, by all members involved, our concern needs to be what the fuck is going on and these atrocities. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You said we opening the border for all of these Afghans. You were on video crying in a fetal position on news last year before, about the Latinx community and the Mexicans and the people from South America who were escaping political unrest in their countries. You were crying and everything. I need that same energy for these black people. Hey, Lastasia, I need that same energy. I need that same energy. I want people screaming from the rooftops. I've been on here an hour screaming from the rooftop because it's sickening. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I'm gonna keep putting the image up. I'm not gonna stop. I will not. I'm gonna keep putting the image up. You want to know why? Because every time people tell me, "Oh, I'm proud to be an American," where at least I know I'm free. That is not looking like what you people sing about. That does not look like that. You all are going to continue to stay silent and allow us to go back to the 1700s and the 1800s. I'm telling you, this looks, outside of the clothes, this looks like 1821. And white people around this country are doing everything in their power to maintain their white supremacy. They ain't giving up a goddamn thing to y'all black asses. A mess. A mess. A mess. Oh no, I'm getting there in just a second, Jason. Don't worry, Jason. I ain't done yet. I'm just getting started. Listen, let me get my second win. Hold on. Kareem Jean Pierre, because I'm not gonna call you like the white people call you, or like you like to call yourself on TV when you try to, assimilate with the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains. I'm not gonna call you Kareem Jean Pierre. No, I'm gonna call you your Haitian name, Kareem Jean Pierre. Kareem Jean Pierre. Okay. Your silence sickens me. The Haitian American community did not. And the reason I'm so passionate against Corinne, because I love Corinne. I'm here for all parts of Corinne Jean Pierre. Love her politics, love her fight, love how she voices her opinion. But her silence on this is sickening, and I don't like it. And the members of your community, the members of the Haitian American community, the black women in this country that you represent the Haitian community. You represent black women in this country, and you represent us as black people. Your silence is not why we wanted you there. Your silence is not why we voted this administration in there, to have people like you in there. You should not be silent, and you should not have them forcing you into silence. Some things should supersede your aspirations, because if you haven't noticed, and if this doesn't show you all of these aspirations that people have to get to They're showing you over and over and over. They're not here for our black asses. So you over here, staying silent to try to appease these people is going to be for nothing. They only going to let you get so high before they say, yeah, get out. I'm just saying. Listen, I'll be right down there. I would have been at Jen Psaki's office yesterday. Jen, y'all got about a good 4. I would have gave them a little bit of buff. I said, y'all got 4 hours. Y'all better come out and say something. If it means I need to resign, I will resign today. In the next 4 hours, my resignation letter will be tendered, and then I will go and have a perpetual rant about what y'all got going on. Because what's going on with these Haitian American people, they're not Haitian American, but the Haitian immigrants down there at the Texas border, it's disgusting. It's sickening. And nobody with eyes and no human being should see what's going on down there and be okay with it. And I damn sure wouldn't be okay with it if I were of Haitian descent. If I'm a Haitian American, one, I am screaming. And and I know, hey, where's Tabitha? Tabitha in the chat. You know Haitian people. Haitian people know how to yell and scream. If they don't know how to do, if you know the Haitian people, they know how to yell and scream. They know how to get loud. They are loud and they are proud, and you are not going to silence them. The Haitian people are proud people. You will not silence them. So that's why I'm just losing my mind at Kareem GPL. Where are you, ma'am? Where are you on this? There's no there's no mm-mm. I'm sorry. Y'all, I've been blathering about this for a while. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. I just want to end this by reading a quote from one of the Haitian immigrants that's in this. I'm gonna call it what it is. It's a concentration camp. You look at those images and tell me that what you see is not a concentration camp, and that's a concentration camp. That's what the fuck you got going on down there. Okay, let's be clear. I'm gonna read a quote from one of the Haitian immigrants down there. He said, quote, "We don't have money. We don't have anything. We spent 2 months getting here on foot. 2 months." Let me pause right there, okay? That's why I went back through this whole thing saying this isn't just politically based. Some of it is. Some of them are there because of the political unrest in Haiti, because of the assassination of the past president. But a lot of them are escaping because of the earthquake that happened a few months ago. And the whole country has been decimated. The infrastructure is not livable in a lot of the places. They're still uncovering dead bodies from the earthquake, which then they had a tropical storm that hit right after the earthquake that made situations worse. And people had to leave for safety to life issues. Let me continue. Let me read that again. Let me start over. We don't have money. We don't have anything. We spent 2 months getting here on foot. In Haiti, we don't have a president. There was just an earthquake. How can I go back to Haiti? If I go back, I could die the next day. Now, we got people here that are coming just to stay alive. And when they get here, they have to face in what's supposed to be America, the bastion of civilized, the civilized world, this is what they encounter. Make it make sense. Excuse me while I regulate my sugar levels. Excuse me. Gotta regulate. Gotta regulate the sugar level. I know I've been on here well over an hour now, screaming from the rooftops. Scream, all right. I'm sorry, y'all. If things like this don't get you to a point where you say enough is enough, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. Because we got America still having people living in concentration camps. Dear God. Shout out to all the people who contributed previously to the snack fund. It is going to good use. I need it to keep going because I'm not going to stop. But some of you all still are not going to get. So let me give you more things going on in politics today. I'm not going to spend as much time on these things. One of them I'm going to spend a little bit of time, but that situation with the Haitian people incensed me. Because if y'all think that white America would love to be having those same images happening to citizens of this country that are black, our black asses that are already citizens of this country. If y'all think that white America wouldn't love to see stuff like that happen to our black asses, you're reaching. Right, Nappy Child. Who made you people? I'm gonna have to take a snippet of that. I'm gonna have to cut that and chunk that. 'Cause I need me saying who made you people, so I can just throw it up there every now and again. All right. So, so thank you, Tracy. Tracy contributed to the snack fund. Thank you so much for your contribution to the snack fund. She sent the cash out. All right. If y'all thought what just happened, what 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago now, in Texas was it in terms of fighting Roe v. Wade. Remember, here's what happened in Texas. What happened was the law in Texas was allowed to stay in place because the Supreme Court said, "Oh, we ain't got time for that. We're not going to make any decision or any ruling on Texas saying that they're going to stop abortions after 6 weeks because technically they're not stopping. Their thing is we're not stopping abortions. We're just saying that you can't do it after 6 weeks." Well, I told y'all when you're right as much as I am, you don't have to brag about it. I told y'all that it wasn't going to stop here. So the Supreme Court, in its attempt to say fuck you and fuck your life to all of the women across America, when they first said, "Oh no, we're not going to do anything about the Texas law. We're not going to make a ruling. We're just going to let it sit there and it could just be law. We won't give a shit." Once they saw that, oh, that got through. Oh, they're not making that big of a fuss about it. They're making a little bit of fuss, but not that big of a fuss about it. Oh, oh, you, okay, that's it. Oh, so they announced yesterday that they will hear arguments in a case titled Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. And this is a case in Mississippi which poses a direct challenge to Roe v. Wade, a direct challenge, deeming which will affect deeming whether or not direct challenge of Roe v. Wade, whether or not it's constitutional. They confirmed that they will consider the case December 1st after months of speculation regarding when it would take up the dispute over Mississippi's ban on most abortion cases after 15 weeks of pregnancy. The question before the court, as the Center for Reproductive Rights explains, is, quote, whether all pre-viability prohibitions on elective abortion are constitutional. In the 1973 Roe decision, the Supreme Court affirmed the right to abortion care before fetal viability, usually around 24 weeks. Basically, the fate of Roe v. Wade is on the line. See, this is why my good friend, really, shout out to Really BTV. That is my girl. That's my sister. I love her. She says it better than anybody else. Elections have consequences. And when y'all put people like Donald Trump in place, sit at home and choose not to vote, convince yourself of all kinds of conspiracy theories and reasons why you should not vote for Hillary Clinton, because she's clearly the worst person on earth according to you people. You end up with people like Donald Trump. And one thing, if you've not learned anything from me doing the politics of it all, is Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell were probably some of the most impactful people in modern history to American civilization. Why? Because they have lined the judiciary system with people who will do their bidding and take our country back 200 years. The Supreme Court has now has a 6-3 conservative majority. All of the 11, all of the, I forgot how many circuits it is, but all of the federal circuits are lined with hundreds of judges waiting to do the bidding of white supremacists and neo-Nazis that want to take us back to the 1700s. Oh, yes. That's why they tout 1776, because they're trying to take us back to 1776. So while they say, oh, no, we're not going to do anything about the Texas one, they did say, oh, yeah, we're going to take up this Mississippi case, which will call into question all parts of Roe v. Wade. Remember, Roe v. Wade, like I said, was spoke about, it was based on fetal viability, which people said was around, which science said was around 24 weeks. And when they, in that term, fetal viability, basically, in layman's term, they were trying to deem it where they felt like you would be causing physical harm to the fetus, not to the woman, but to the fetus, where they were human enough in their estimation to where if you aborted the pregnancy, it would be akin to murder. And so that was around 24 weeks. And so the case in Mississippi called that totally into question, because they're saying at 15 weeks, which science does not support. But which essentially would do away with Roe v. Wade at all. All Roe v. Wade would be out as law in America completely. Now, are you looking at the same Supreme Court I'm looking at? Are you looking at the same Supreme Court I'm looking at? Because the Supreme Court that I'm looking at basically is saying, oh, we're here for all parts of this. If you look at all of the writings of all of the people who Trump put in place, all of their commentary on Roe v. Wade, they want no parts of Roe v. Wade. Remember, Trump put he had 3 justices put on the Supreme Court. 3. All of which are not here for it. I just want y'all to know that this is happening. This is really happening. Now, the Supreme Court has heard many abortion cases over the years. This will be the first one. Good morning, Quintessential. This will be the first one that Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who replaced Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, will hear. She's already said she wants no parts of Roe v. Wade. And they will be hearing that on December 1st of this year, 2021. Y'all see where we're going. I mean, Tracy, you said it. They try to take you to stuff you see on television, Handmaid's Tale, and stuff you see in fiction. That's what we're going back to. Now, here's the part that I am focused on. The person that was the architect of the law in Texas that pretty much banned abortions in Texas at this point and orchestrated it well enough to get the Supreme Court to stay silent on it, allowing it to be law in Texas, allowing there to be no abortion allowed in Texas. Okay. Here's where, because see, there's some people that's not going to care. Here's where I'm going to care. The same person who orchestrated that law is now orchestrating a law that now takes aim at LGBTQIA plus rights. Oh, yes. Because they're not done. Were we not on this very same platform when the Supreme Court decided not to hear it? And I said, if they could easily do that to Roe v. Wade, don't you think they're going for gay rights next? Did I not say, go back after this live and look at my Politics of It All live where I talked about that? And I literally said here on this platform, if they could do it to Roe v. Wade, you better be damn skippy they're trying to do it to LGBTQIA plus rights. So, here we go. Where am I? Let me see where I'm going. Where to start? All right. So there's a let me read this. It says advocates for reproductive freedom and LGBTQ plus equality on Saturday pointed to a legal brief filed in the United States state Supreme Court case that could overturn Roe v. Wade as a crucial example of the broader goals of those fighting to end abortion rights across America. That wasn't what I wanted to read. Oh, here it is. There's a portion of the brief that was flagged by the New York University School of Law professor Melissa Murray that challenges previous rulings from the country's highest court on not only abortion but LGBTQ plus rights. And here's what it says. The brief that the professor highlighted was co-authored by the architect of the new abortion ban in Texas, and it urges reversing Roe, the landmark 1973 decision ruling that affirmed the constitutional right to pre-viability abortions and the related 1992 case Planned Parenthood versus Casey. The brief also takes aim at Lawrence versus Texas, which is a 2003 case that overturned homophobic state sodomy laws, and the 2015 case Obergefell versus Hodges, suggesting that the court should not, quote, hesitate to write an opinion that leaves those decisions hanging by a thread. Lawrence and Obergefell, while far less hazardous to human life, are just as lawless as Roe. End quote. So what we have is, oh, this is happening. Oh, this is really happening. And seeing the case that I talked to you about in the previous story, that Mississippi case, the Dobbs versus Jackson's Women's Health case, shows you that they are here for it. They're here for it. And so now people are fearful and afraid that you could have a Supreme Court that is now undoing all types of human rights. But we got Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi over here playing pussyfoot with the likes of a Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema over the fucking filibuster. Because I told you, they should have broken the filibuster in January and appointed at least 4 to 6 new. I would have either went to a 13-member Supreme Court or a 15-member Supreme Court. Okay? That way, I don't have to sit around and fuck off with this bullshit, because you got these fucktards over here on the Supreme Court that are here for it. They're waiting. They're waiting to flex and demonstrate their white supremacy. And as black people, our only representation on the Supreme Court is, I'm going to let y'all have this term, someone who's black presenting. You know how I talk about the Cubans who are not white, but white presenting because they look white, but they're not white? Clarence Thomas is black presenting. He looks black, but he ain't black. I'll let y'all borrow that term, because Clarence Thomas is black presenting. Just like we have white Hispanic people or members of other races that are white presenting, Clarence Thomas is black presenting because he looks black, but he's not black. This is happening. This country. Hey, Jay Parrish, what's good? This country is about to take us back some 250 years. And it's happening whether or not we want it to. If you at this point are not outraged, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how else to scream from the rooftops. I don't know how to scream from the rooftops. Y'all, we got to do. We if 2022 isn't important to you, I hope it becomes important to you now. 2022 and the elections that are coming up next year are probably going to, and we say this every election cycle, but if you don't see, it's true each election cycle. Every election cycle becomes the most important election cycle to that date. Because if you don't see what these people are trying to do, and if you don't see where they're taking us, and you don't see the importance of putting people in power that can and will be about the business of the people, I don't know what to tell you. I fear for our children. I fear for our children. And I'm, like I always say, I don't want to be an alarmist, but we got to see what's going on. We have to see what's going on. Y'all, I'm about to get out of here. I done got hungry. I ain't ate all day. But I said to myself, I'm gonna come on here and I got to talk to the people. I got to talk to the people because what's going on is scary. Now watch this. Exactly, Tabitha. Let me put that up here. You got to vote based on good versus evil. And we got people trying to take us back to places where our own, if it's not for yourself, you got to start to think about your children. You got to start to think about your own family and relatives. I don't know what is happening, but I'm gonna tell you, here's our point. Here's where I think we should go, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Remember all of those names that I was calling out, the Chuck Schumers and uh, Clyburns and the Pelosi's and all of these Dems out there that are part of the centrist Dems that have been silent. Because y'all see the squad came right out. The squad came right out and spoke loud and proud about everything that's going on. But these centrist Dems, oh, I owe y'all that too. I'm gonna bring y'all that this week. I might do it tomorrow if I can. I might do it tomorrow. I owe y'all the thing on Nina Turner. I ain't forget. I might do that tomorrow. I ain't forget about y'all. But we got to put these people out. We have to let our voices be heard. We have to speak loud and proud. We got to get more involved in some of these primaries, because what ends up happening to some of these wonderful people who will align themselves with what is right as opposed to what is wrong get primaried out because we don't come out and vote in the primaries. And so we have these centrist people who sit up here and stay silent and just passively allow things to happen. And the people who can and will work on our behalf get primaried out, and then they don't even have the opportunity to get on the November ballot because they get primaried out because they know that a lot of people don't vote in the primaries. We have to do more. And I know everybody's not that involved in politics. I know everybody doesn't care as much. But we have to listen. I said from the beginning, once I turned 18, they could have me vote on toilet paper. I will be voting for Charmin Ultra Gentle. Now my, toilet paper ideologies have changed. I used to be a Charmin Ultra Soft guy, but now I'm a Charmin Ultra Gentle because it's the best. And if you have not gotten the Charmin Ultra Gentle, you are cheating yourselves. Okay? You gotta have some wipes at the toilet as well, the wipes as well as the Charmin Ultra Gentle. Just telling you, it'll change your life. Anyway, but if I have to vote on toilet paper, I'm here to vote for it because so many people lost their lives, and it's not. And even if you don't care about people losing their lives for us to have the right to vote, if you don't understand that you could lose your own life if you don't vote and vote for the right people in place. I'm just saying. I'm with you, Tabitha. We please take note of go in there, go in your Twitter feed and start searching for search Haitian, search anything dealing with the Haitian migrants and see which politicians are silent on it. Go Google your favorite your local politicians that you voted for in the House of Representatives and in the Senate and see their silence on it. Go to members of the Progressive Congressional Black Caucus and go down their Twitter feeds and see where they are and what their silence is on this. Because we need to know what you have to say about what's going on with these Haitians at the border. And if you're silent on it, we got to vote you out. It's time. We got to vote you out. Listen, if I don't see in the next 24 hours members of the Congressional Black Caucus and members of Karine Jean-Pierre and all of these people screaming from the rooftop somewhere, I'm going to have a problem with these people. Enough is enough. That's all I got for y'all today, people. I have enjoyed y'all today. I'm sorry I've been on here blathering about for an hour and 30 plus minutes, but I had to get on here and speak my mind. If you missed the first 30 to 45 minutes of this, go back. Please go back and rewatch the first 30 to 45 minutes of this live, because I'm telling you, I had a moment where I had to educate the people, to teach the people some things, and then I lost my mind for a little bit. Then I came back. Okay. What's good, child of mine? That's my child right there, Katravion. Child of mine. You need to call me when I get off here. I'm about to get off here in a minute anyway. You need to call me. I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. Much appreciated, much obliged. Thank you for those cash apps that came in today. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for contributing to the snack fund or whatnot. I will probably be back tomorrow. Where hopefully, if I don't have to go off again about what's going on with the Haitian migrants, I will give y'all the Nina Turner backstory that you all need to empower y'all. I love y'all. I love on y'all. And that's all I got for y'all until next time. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.